My goal was to do 4 years of undergrad, then do 4 years of medical school, and then do 3 years of residency, and then be a doctor. And that was my goal from reasonably early in undergrad. And then I happened into Seoul, and my world changed. And then I happened into my job, and my world changed. And I just happened into different things that I could do, and I kind of threw up my timeline, and I threw out my plan. I think it's important to have a goal, but then be very willing to release that goal. I can have the world's best crystallized goal, but if it's just stuck in that crystallization, that's not doing me any good. I'd like to be a little more dynamic about how I perceive my career vision. I graduated Duke in 2006, and I decided, that year I was still pre-med, I decided to go to medical school. And I had a debate whether or not I should go to medical school, whether I should go to another opportunity. In this case, that opportunity was with McKinsey Consulting, and in particular their healthcare consulting group in New Jersey. Now, I could have gone one of two ways. There's the opportunity to go straight back into school and learn clinical medicine and become a doctor. And it took a lot of thought, and it took a lot of guidance, and it took a lot of mentorship. And Alma and the people in the Hart Leadership Program were some of the people that provided that guidance. The sum of all that guidance was that I don't know that I'll ever regret not doing something different. And it's that experience and that exposure to something that's not a strictly defined path that I think has been a defining moment in my learning and in my leadership trajectory. Now, I can't say that consulting is the most magnificent thing I could ever do, and it opened my eyes to everything. But the point is, it was something different. And because I was working in healthcare, I got to see healthcare from the other side of the spectrum. What does it mean to people that are working on profit and loss and trying to grow a business and trying to make payroll or trying to cut payroll? That opportunity to broaden my horizons, when I was so young, I was 21, 22, and I got sent to these other countries to work, but to treat it as a learning experience in my conception, and just to take in everything I could about what the National Health Service looked like from the inside. One of the things that I've learned is that it's important to be able to take multiple perspectives on a problem, and in my opinion, it's even more valuable when those perspectives can be multiply held by the same person. And so that enables me to attack a problem from different angles in my own mind. Now, if I were just a clinician, or if I were just in business, or just in policy, I think I would have one set of solutions to the problem, and they may be right, they may be accurate, and they may work. But I don't know that any of them are as complete, or more importantly, involve as many approaches to a problem as could having multiple sources of training, as I've sought to have. And so the important part of that is, especially in healthcare, there's a lot of different people that have a stake in the problem. And unless I try to understand and empathize with where they're coming from, it's going to be hard to put a proposal on the table and then lead it to completion. So if I work in a company, or if I go to Capitol Hill and work for a while, or if I'm in the hospital taking care of a patient, I actually can think concretely and then speak intelligently to the challenges that all these various stakeholders have, because I've been in their shoes. And I think that's why I've taken what may be perceived as a roundabout, but what I try to think of as a comprehensive approach to these issues. Although McKinsey was not paying me to do research service learning, I tried. I tried to adopt as much of this experience as education for myself, in addition to consulting work. So I was there for 2 years. I left sort of on a predefined schedule to come back to medical school in 2008, and to come back to Duke. Started learning, started my first year of classroom, my second year being in the wards, or in the clinics, or in the operating room, and just learning the basics of medicine. But I knew that there was a part of me that still wanted that broader exposure, whether it was being in Albuquerque or being in India with Seoul, or my work overseas in consulting, and to get a broader perspective on the world. Because over the course of all this time, I had conceptualized myself both in clinical medicine as well as the policy of medicine, which is why I ended up at Stanford almost from day one of my undergrad career, because I knew that policy and management and administration of complex systems is something that really intrigued me. Ultimately, for a third year, I decided to do a master in business administration, an MBA. So I went away to Harvard for 2 years to get my MBA. They have a tremendous health group there. They have tremendous faculty and tremendous students. What advice I'd have for students looking to have a concrete career vision is to leap at every opportunity, even the unexpected ones. And the unexpected ones show up in unexpected places. And you know, there's an excess of problems and a dearth of leaders out there, and people that are willing to actually take action against those problems, I think, are highly valued, highly prized, highly desirable, whatever we want to phrase it. And to take the initiative to be one of those problem solvers, I think is something that the Hart Leadership Program has taught me, that Soul has taught me. If you're excited by something and you're willing to make a difference and you're willing to put in the time and work hard, I think that's amply rewarded, whatever way you measure that reward. If it's influence, if it's making a positive change in the world, if it's moving to something even more exciting and impressive in your life, if it's monetary, you know, jumping at opportunities and be willing to work hard, I think that's where that comes from.